Welcome back. In this series, we have discussed so far that evil spirits are the lost souls of the dead, not demons, and how the Lord led us to making the evil spirits surrender to Jesus, which in turn leads to the salvation of the lost soul, rather than just casting them out. If you have not seen the previous videos in this series, please do see them to get a complete revelation on this most important theme. We then had seen how this was the fulfillment of Scripture, proving a path to salvation exists for lost souls. In our last video, we clarified that souls who live in grave sin while alive are in hell and not in purgatory, as many believe, which makes our prayers for them even more urgent. This journey, however, has led us to a difficult conclusion that the vast majority of souls are in hell. But is hell the final eternal punishment? Today, we challenge that great misunderstanding. Because of the teaching that hell is a place of eternal punishment, no one remembers the souls there in prayer. Who prays for them? No one. That is why millions of souls are not receiving our prayers and are not being saved. But because of Jesus' visit to hell and the gospel that he declared there and his victory over hell and death, we now have the right to ask for the salvation of the lost souls. We have the right to ask for the forgiveness of the sins of our ancestors, even those who committed serious sins. People are not aware of this right. Hell is not the eternal place of punishment. And the proof is in the book of Revelation, chapter 20, starting in verse 11. I'm reading from the scripture now. Then I saw a great white throne and the one who sat on it. I saw the dead, great and small, standing before the throne, and books were opened, and the dead were judged according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead that were in it. Death and Hades gave up the dead that were in them. Then death and Hades were thrown into the lake of fire. This is the second death, the lake of fire, and anyone whose name was not found written in the book of life was thrown into the lake of fire. So, the Bible speaks of a place called the lake of fire, which is the second death. The second death is the true eternal punishment. After someone is thrown there, they are lost forever. The first death is what happened to the millions of people who lived in sin and were sent to that first fire, the place called hell. This is where Christ descended. The Bible declares that Christ destroyed the devil's dominion and authority in hell and declared salvation for all the lost souls there. But later, those who are called to be his servants, that is the church authorities in the later years, declared that hell is a place of eternal punishment from which no one can be saved. Who taught this? Was it from Jesus or from Saint Peter or Saint Paul? No, it was not. In fact, Saint Peter and Saint Paul clearly teach about the salvation of the lost souls. In Ephesians chapter 4 verse 8, Saint Paul teaches about Jesus' visit to hell, where he writes, when he went up to the very heights, he took many captives with him. And Saint Peter clearly says that Jesus preached to and saved the lost souls in hell. In 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 19, we read that Jesus went and made a proclamation to the spirits in prison. And in 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 6, he says, for this is the reason the gospel was proclaimed even to the dead, so that though they had been judged in the flesh as everyone is judged, they might live in the spirit as God does. But later the church authorities decided that hell should be a place of eternal punishment. They even taught that Jesus never descended there to save sinners, but only went there in search of the righteous. So in this video, we have learned the critical distinction from the book of Revelation. Hell is a temporary place, but the lake of fire is the final eternal punishment. This means there is a window of time from now until the final judgment for these lost souls in hell to be saved. Our prayers matter now more than ever. But with millions of souls suffering, how can our prayers be effective in saving the lost souls? Join me in the next video as we discuss the most powerful prayer for liberating the lost souls in hell, the Rosary. We will discuss how you can break any bondage in your life by praying the Rosary.